I love my people. The world is yours. Now it's the light. We can stop for the camera. I'm in there for the even more fabulous. Fabulous, fabulous. You are now listening to the Mother Love Show. You are now listening to the Mother Love Show. You are now listening to the Mother Love Show. Love Show, Love Show, Love Show, Love Show. Hi, Cyber Babies. It's the even more fabulous Mother Love coming to you live and in living color. We have lots of color around us. And when I say us, I mean Mr. Cool TLC is in the building with me. Hey, Mr. Cool TLC, what's happening with you, sir?
What's happening? What's going on? Where are my people at in the front and the back row? Hi. How are you doing?
You so silly. I'm doing well. Under the circumstances, I'm doing well. I mean, I'm glad to be up above the ground. A lot of people lost their lives. The crazy war that's going on in the Gaza Strip in Israel, and now it's just uprising all over the region. When you see what's going on in the world, and we were talking about this earlier. What do you see us being able to do with the craziness? I mean, because we're gonna have to be the ones that help solve these issues.
Pray for them. Pray for them. That's where it's gonna start at, and then whatever we can do after that is gonna be whatever we can do. But we need to pray for them for real.
For real.
Holla to you.
Okay, and prayer is very, very powerful, and we're gonna get to that as well. Right now, let's come back across the way to the United States of America and Montana, and this crazy run for the Speaker of the House. The Speaker of the House, in case somebody's living under a rock or someplace, is the second in command to the presidency. It's the president, the vice president, and then the speaker. And they got Jim Jordan from Ohio, a Republican. That's my home state. That's your home state. And he done got shot down again. 1, 2. So is he going the way of McCarthy, where he's gonna have to start selling pieces of his soul, or has he already done that?
He gonna have to do whatever to get that gavel. Cause at this present time, a lot of people ain't voting for him. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't nobody want that position. I don't know who really wants a position that's gonna be worthy of it. That's the thing. That's gonna be worthy of it and get the job done.
See,
without having difficulty.
And will that be a Republican that does that? Because and maybe people don't know this. Did you know that the Speaker of the House does not have to be an elected official? So you could just have Joe Blow off the street come in and say, "Well, I want to be the speaker." And what do you do, Joe Blow? Well, I'm a dog catcher and I blow leaves. So I've never held a political office, and I just want to do that because I think I would be really good at that.
Right. He's still gonna have a difficult time because they don't get along to vote somebody in. They still not voting. It don't even matter if it's Joe Blow off the street. They ain't voting. They ain't doing what they need to do to make things happen.
And I don't understand what the hold. Well, first of all, they didn't have any business. I mean, after 15 tries, 15 votes, and Kevin McCarthy finally got the gavel, and then Matt Gaetz comes in, months later and say, and he pretty much, he sold a big chunk of his soul when he said, "Okay, I'll go for the, one person can bring it to the floor, and then you could just remove me from this seat." Now, I don't think he expected that to happen so quickly in the same year he was handed the gavel. And then Matt Gaetz, with his, watch your tongue, Mother Love. Right. Matt Gaetz is not making smart decisions, and he has thrown the Republican Party and the House into even more chaos. And we got all of this going on, the infighting. Jim Jordan, yesterday he got like 200 votes in a day where somebody else deflected.
Right. They gonna take whoever get that seat is gonna go through rigmarole. They just gonna go through a whole bunch of stuff just to get that seat. And will it be worth them getting that seat? Because what will they hold in that position? What will they be able to do? Because it's gonna be stipulations on a whole bunch of stuff.
Probably on a whole nother level. Oh, well, we got rid of Kevin McCarthy, with just that one vote. But it would seem to me that the representative who thought of that idea, and because remember, Jim Jordan was a part of that too. And let's not forget, Jim Jordan was also part of the January 6th insurrection, where they
Right.
got telephone records between him and the 45th talking on numerous occasions, the day before, the
Right.
day of. You know, you got all these people that have been coming into this web. A chief justice on the Supreme Court, his wife is telling him, you got to find these votes. You got to change this. And this whole conspiracy theory that's been going on and going around. And this guy, Jim Jordan, who is sitting there, he always looks like he's smelling something bad. You know, like he may, I don't know
Right.
if he can smell his own breath. He always looked like he, you know, his face all chewed up. And, you know,
Right.
even his smile is kind of grinchy looking. But nonetheless, I don't think, you know, his record, his voting record, I don't think his past record in the Ohio in the state of Ohio, where he's done anything positive for the state of Ohio. This is the same guy who worked at the Ohio State University and swore he knew nothing about the sexual abuse that was going on with his wrestlers while he was the assistant coach.
Yeah, I mean, hey, we like that. We like that. That's what we like. We like controversy and all kind of negative, positive stuff like that. We like stuff like that because we gravitate into it. If you a thriller and you got something going on, you could be in politics. That's basically what they saying.
So it matters not the credentials. It matters not your voting record.
Evidently, it don't. You see, still holding office.
And this is like his 7th or 8th term. And, you know,
That's what I'm saying.
I'm
That's
like,
what I'm
really?
saying. So how many people vote like him? And how many people are him?
And why are they not paying attention to the issues is my, you know, what I want to know. I mean, the state of Ohio has some bright, brilliant people. And obviously some of them are a little slow and I mean slow in their thinking. I mean slow in their decision making. They just seem like that, well, we'll just go along. Well, we've been voting for them, so we might as well just keep voting for them some more. Right? Really?
Right. That's people don't like change. So they rather stay in a negative funk because it's easy to deal with. You know what I'm saying? Let's be for real. Me and you could probably have the worst conversation about everything that was worse that happened to us. How long you think a positive conversation gonna last?
See,
For real.
therein lies the problem. We don't follow. We don't even think about things like that. We're always looking for a fight. We're always looking for,
Right.
you know, for somebody to beat down on. I mean, these past few years have been just hellacious on all of us. I mean, we lost
Right.
1 million people died during the pandemic here in the United States. Imagine how many other millions around the country died from a virus that probably could have been maybe circumvented. However, it got onto the public. It has taken away 1 million lives in this country. That's
Right.
1 million families that have been affected negatively because of somebody else's indecision or bad decisions. And then we want to get a guy. I mean, do you really, really think that, okay, that he would even be even remotely qualified to be the House Speaker, Jim Jordan, a Republican from Ohio? Wait a minute, Stephen Scalise, remember he had thrown his hat into the ring.
Right.
Nah, that's I'll pay.
Right. He stepped out. So if he stepped out, Scalise stepped out, and Jim was the only thing standing, it's like, well, who's gonna take this place? Who's going? That's like your mama dating a dude and your daddy left, but now you got these potential stepdaddies that want to get in the picture, and one of them be like, "Yeah, we was dating, but you know what? She a little too crazy for me. I ain't gonna go." And you good, dog? What? What happened? Now you got to deal with the worst of the worst baby daddies because you ain't got a choice now. Like, oh man, I got to
they
deal
have
with
an
this.
interim. There's an interim speaker right now, McHenry, and okay, wait. Can you just let me get out before you start?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Look at my face because I can't see yours. I'm just saying.
I already see your face. And he is standing behind the podium. He wears a freaking bow tie. I don't have anything against bow ties. I love bow ties, but he wears a bow tie. This is the 21st century. I mean, like, really?
I mean, people still wear bow ties. I got some,
Obviously.
so I'll still rock them.
Oh,
but
okay.
It's just the fact that you okay. So and you do what? All right,
I had never heard of that before.
cricket.
Never heard of him.
Yeah, that's why.
He like fell out the sky like a baby from the stork, like a grown up from the stork. I'll just drop him in the house, and y'all can just make him an interim speaker of the house. I mean, really, there is nobody in the House of Representatives that could not stand. Wait a minute, but see, there are. But they don't want to hear from them. Okay, Hakeem Jeffries, let's just put his name in the hat. He's eloquent. He knows his business. He knows what's going on. And they're like, he's so smart. He gonna really make up a stupid.
Oh my God. I'm gonna just stop talking. I'm gonna cut my camera off because this is pointless. This is really pointless. Jeffries,
Hakeem? You don't like Hakeem?
No, listen, hold on. First of all, you go to first of all.
First of all,
you asked the Jeffries to be the leader of the House over the Republicans? You done lost your mind. I'm not even saying nothing. I'm not even the Republicans say how that's gonna happen. Because they don't want no. Okay.
They don't want their own Republicans.
Yeah, so
Jeffries,
a Democrat. A Democrat.
Well, there are better choices. They could make Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. They could make her.
Oh, okay. All right.
I done went too far. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Mama Lioness is listening to us and watching us, and she said that was a crazy scenario, cool TLC.
No, I'm just saying.
Mama in the paper.
I'm just saying.
He said, what?
I'm just saying.
Hey, Daddy Boy and Phil, she's up there watching us and said, hey, baby. Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm just saying.
Am I going too far? Am I making too much sense? I mean,
you come. You might as well let MTG do it then.
Oh no!
I'm just saying. You went all the way across the aisle to Cortez, so you might as well have the person that said the fires were started by a laser beam. I can't even say it. That's how
with a straight face.
No, I'm not gonna.
No. Okay, see, there are some people, even though okay, what about is her name Ahan, the lady from Minnesota, the representative from Minnesota? They can't stand her. They got a whole bad, and they call them the squad.
Oh, okay. So
the four women.
Right. You see, this is what I'm saying. This is why you would get voted out, because you just tried to start a fire all up in here. You just said the four women that they don't like. That's like asking, what's her name? Oh my God. No, not Bobart.
Marjorie Taylor.
Not Marjorie Taylor. The one that she's a Democrat, and she just hated the 45th. She was always going at him all the time.
Wait a minute. She's in the house. Are you talking about? I know who you're talking about.
Oh my God, I can't call her name.
Is she the one to be ripping him a new one?
Yeah, all the time.
And wait a minute, somebody said she was pretty, and they were like, "You can't tell her she pretty. You can't use that as an adjective." I mean, you couldn't use it as an adjective if she was not an attractive woman. She is a beautiful woman. I mean, this is all you got. When she sit up there, both barrels, and you so stupid, you standing right there in the line of fire. She got, she's shooting down everything you say, and she was just like, "Okay, now you said this and so and such, and what do you mean by?" Well, see her, she her, they her. You don't see your.
Well, you might as well ask the lady. Okay, let me stop. Let me get my life together. You might as well ask the lady that see Alaska.
From her house. Oh, you're talking about Sarah Pan? I can see Alaska from my house.
I didn't want to say her name. I just wanted to just put the scenario out there. But thank you very much. Yeah, she's seen Alaska from Russia.
Right.
I mean Russia from
Russia
Alaska.
From her house in Alaska. Okay. Well, see that is, and then they got laser beams. That started the whole thing, and even Newt Gingrich had the nerve to speak up about who should be speaker. You don't even need to be talking anymore in public. Why are you talking? You just fanning the fire. And if you stop and think about it, this crap show kind of started around him and the Republicans, way back in the day. And they just kept going with it and adding on to it
Right,
and going
right,
with it. And,
right.
when you got the 45th son saying in public on TV, his son, Eric, the one he doesn't like, and he lets everybody know he doesn't like his son, he doesn't love his son. Well, how could he? He doesn't like and love himself. So moving on. When he got on TV and he said, well, we don't need any more money from American banks. We get all our money from Russia.
Yeah, well, it's comical. You can't even it's nobody you can name in the Republican Party that would fit in
As a
with
House
this.
Speaker of the House.
Nah,
Okay, wait.
I can't.
Well, Mr. McHenry, he hasn't really done anything. He doesn't seem to be able to have, even as the interim speaker, he doesn't
But
seem
who
to have
is
anything.
he? Who is he?
I don't think he's sat in the seat yet because they think that he's vertically challenged like I am. And I think if he sat in the seat, we would only see the top of his forehead. So maybe they're building him an apple box to stuff. Shut up, mother.
Okay.
Maybe they could building him.
They put him in a booster chair.
No,
they can put him in a booster chair.
Well, he might need to, because he looked like when he was standing up, you couldn't even see, like from his waist up. Okay, you couldn't even see that. So you could see above his belt. So that's what made me think that visually he's vertically challenged.
So did you say tattoo? I thought you said something
no,
about
I did not
tattoo
say,
being a part of the plane.
This is the reason why. This is the very reason.
I'm trying to be serious. Let me.
Wait a minute. Who was trying to be serious? Okay, I got to tell you this. I got to tell you this because this, just when you said it was comical, this story came into my head. Okay, so Roger Stone, who was at Stone lockstep with the president, the 45th, Roger Stone.
Right.
Him and Mike Flynn, they're on a Reawaken America tour.
Right. Right.
And so, but I thought they said they didn't want people woke. Then they say we don't want people, they woke too much. What do they think awaken means? Woke. So anyway.
Woke just mean woke.
Well, okay, but they
don't have a meaning for them.
It's called the Awaken America Tour. Okay, so that part made me so I'm like, really?
Like everybody was asleep when y'all was doing
this. When y'all were doing this stuff. So now you woke and what we just lying through our teeth. So anyway. So Roger Stone is speaking at a Pastors for the 45th forum. And he's at the podium, and this is the story that he's retelling. He says on Sunday, the 45th called him on the phone, and he said, you got a minute, Roger? And Roger said, well, I'm walking out the door to go to church, and can I call you back this afternoon? Okay. Church and Roger Stone, okay, those two just didn't kind of
okay, I'm getting off camera. Just
let me know.
I'm getting off camera. Just did you see the back
let
of
me
my
tell you the story. Okay, so he said he told the 45th president. He said, "Well, I'm getting ready to go to church, so I'll call you this afternoon." He said, "Well, will you pray with me?"
Who said that?
Roger Stone said that the 45th asked him to pray with him. Now,
okay. So, I'm not gonna dispute that. Okay.
So when the story, stop laughing, mother love. When the story came out, I got it off of Daily Calls. I just love them. Okay, and so somebody commented on it and said, I could find it a little more palatable if it had been had some comical animation added to it, and they had Sir Ian McKellen saying the words, and in one of his costumes from Lord of the Rings. That's what he said.
Oh my God!
This was so far. Could you imagine the 45th asking Roger Stone, "Will you pray for me?" I mean,
yeah, because
everybody need to be prayed for, and those 2, 3, all of them need to be prayed for.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Pray for you? Can you handle the truth? Are you entertained? I'm saying. Okay, I mean, yeah. I mean, what is they praying for? Like, God,
see, okay,
God is great,
now,
God is good.
Okay.
Let him thank us for this food. Amen.
Okay. See, that's the $400 million question right there. Because you got to be careful who's praying for you and what they're praying for you over you. Because people could be praying for your demise. People have been praying for my husband to leave me for 947 years. Oh, he gonna leave this year. He gonna leave this. Okay, we just celebrated 50 years together on October the 8th. Okay, and if he did leave, where you going? I just want
Right.
to know where you going. They gonna bring him back home. They gonna bring him back home.
So
My
you th-
love, here go Mr. Kennedy. I'm like, where have you been? We don't know, but we told him we taking you home. I said, honey, get a girlfriend. It'll be less wear and tear on me. I can pace myself throughout our lifetime. He didn't think it was funny, but when I tell that to women, they crack
right,
up. They was
right,
he
like
said, can she do laundry? Like my
yeah,
stuff folded up certain.
yeah, that, yeah. But like Roger Stone,
Yeah.
like
He said
when he
Mhm.
hold on, but when he prayed, okay, let me be serious. When he prayed, you think he prayed like, please, please, universe, would you please make sure that he gets off this phone with me so we will not have this conversation again?
Yeah.
Please, please, I ask by all things. And at the end, he said, hey, man, let me hear you say, hey, man. Hey, man. Hey, man.
He's not gonna get the amen. He's
No,
gonna
he's going to get the
I'm like,
hey, man.
really? I mean, but I couldn't imagine him asking Roger Stone to pray for him. He was in a live interview one day and he said he knew the Bible front and back, and that he, and so I can't remember who it was. I want to say Katie Couric, but I could be so wrong. And the host asked them, "Oh, well,
Right.
what's your favorite Bible passage?" Since but the look on her face was like, since you say you know the Bible back and forth. So what she cocking her head. That's in my head. And she said, so what's your favorite Bible verse? Even atheists can quote you from the Bible. And he said, oh, I don't need to prove that I know the Bible back and forth. Are you John 3:16? Everybody know John 3:16. Everybody know Revelations 3:20. Everybody know the first book of Genesis. You couldn't name one passage out of the Bible. Okay, what about the Quran? Oh, don't be asking me about that.
So
You
for
done just
real,
stepped all over the line. You done
so
went
you,
crazy.
yeah,
And
you
you
done
want
went,
another woman speaker? Oh,
so
blasphemy.
yeah, yes.
Blasphemy.
So
I'm just asking.
you went all the way there though, for real. You went all the way there. Even the people that read the Quran, like for real.
Mm.
I heard 3 people hang up the phone and stop watching us.
Uh,
like,
I mean, I've read the Quran. I've read the
right, but
Quran.
I'm just saying, you asked the president, number 45,
Yeah.
are
Okay.
you entertained?
See, because
Are you entertained? I'm just saying, I don't. You
I was
stretching
going
it
too far.
today.
I went too
Yeah,
far with that
you
one.
stretching it today.
Well,
Yeah.
I see. I keep hope alive. I do, but I don't
That's
think
like
there's any hope for him. And I feel so bad. Even when the judges give him a gag order, he's still running his mouth. Okay.
he was running his mouth right there while she was still giving him the gag order. He was running like for real. Like you just ain't gonna shut up. You're just hating on me. You just don't like me. Didn't
Everybody
I
hates
just
him.
do a gag order? Didn't I
Every
just do a gag order?
Everybody hates him, he says. They're all against me because I'm the number one contender for the Republican Party in the 2024 election, and I'm going to win that election, and you guys are just stopping my political career. You have no political career.
Ain't that the new TV show? Everybody hates Trump. Like I'm just saying though. All right, maybe it's me. I'm going
No,
too far.
there are a lot of
Maybe.
people, and there's still a lot of people who are defending him, and that lets me know that those are the people. One of the things that I know people say that entertainers and celebrities, nobody really listens to us, but they do. They do. And Robert De Niro, who is just a brilliant actor, he said he'd been studying him. He said, I've studied very bad men, for a long time, and I get into depth with him. And he's not a bad man. He said he is an evil man. He doesn't do anything for anybody for under any reason unless it's going to benefit him. And he has just wanted to run roughshod over everybody. And people just letting him do that. I mean, to me, it's like letting a bully come into your house, tear up your stuff. You just seen the Allstate commercial about mayhem, and he'd tore up the wedding, he'd have wrecked the cars,
Right.
he'd have slammed the basketball thing down on his brother's driveway, so you could avoid mayhem like
Right.
me. And that's what they're working on. He doesn't even see what he's done wrong. And now people are bringing up, oh, he went off on Letitia James up in New York for his fraud case. She's a lunatic. She's a ranting and raving. And see, what people don't understand, he tells you everything he's going to do, and people still ignore it.
Right. Yeah. I mean, he went off on her, but Letitia James, how petty and ready always to do something. Letitia James said, but you got to pay $250 million. That's all she said. She didn't even say nothing else. When he was going up, and she's hating on me, and she was like, but he's still gonna pay $250 million.
Mm-hmm. He can say whatever he wants, but that's
it don't even. You lost. This is tough.
And this is how crazy this has gotten. Okay, now he's on trial for fraud. And all kind of money laundering and what have you. He got 91 federal accounts against him from in New York and Washington, D.C., in Florida. He probably wanted in the state of Ohio and New Mexico. We just don't know yet. We don't know what's going on.
Right.
And he just will not shut up. He is like a broke refrigerator. Why don't they just stop putting a camera in his face, and just let him fade into the sunset? But he is just like,
because we need
media whore.
You keep forgetting we need sound bites for this idiocy. We need sound bites. We gotta have sound bites so we can go back even.
And say, that's what he said. But then, then what's his name? Vivek Swamirami, that guy.
What's his name?
The same thing.
What's his name?
His name is Vivek.
What's his last name?
You know who I'm talking about. Vivek Swamirami. Sarah Rami. Listen, they messed up Barack Obama's name. They still mess it up. I'm doing good to call him Vivek because he is trying to be, more 45th than the 45th, and it just looks desperate. He looks really up enough for somebody they say is a millionaire. He's a very wealthy man. Okay, well, he must have been absent on the day they handed out brains and logic because I don't.
He was in the 1,000-year line. He was in the raw line. He was in the raw line. You're supposed to be in the millionaire line, but you end up being in the 1,000.
In the 1,000-year line.
So that means you just 1,000 points near.
It's just so much infighting with the Republicans, and for whatever reason, they think that the world is not watching us, that the world is not listening to us. Here we had a speaker after 15 rounds of voting. He finally got the votes he needed to become the speaker. They don't like the fact that he wanted to work with the Democrats and not close the government down because that's where they were on the collapse of shutting the government down and not raising the debt ceiling. Okay, so now if you know that this is what we're going to need to make sure that we stay solvent, that make sure we stay safe. Okay, we don't let the government go. We don't let the government shut down. We don't, hinder our military because Terry Tuberville is just so arrogant. I want to hold up these 300 appointments in the military because I don't think that the military should be paying for women to go across state lines if they want to terminate a pregnancy. This is what you picked. This is what you pulled up and you holding the country hostage. And we're allowing this. We have to continue to talk about this because I don't want people looking. It's bad enough you got to look over your shoulder with people, that you know. But now you got to look over your shoulder for people that you don't know. I mean, this guy, the 45th leaked Letitia James's address. And she's been getting death threats. Same thing with Fonnie Willis down there in Atlanta, down in Georgia with her RICO case. She's been getting death threats. Former governor, not governor, the head of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, Miley. He's been his family has been threatened.
Right.
Right.
I think everybody. You know what I think people should do? Somebody should book a trip down to Mar-a-Lago with all the people that got less than $1,000 in their bank account. And just let them just be like, well, we already paid our reservation for this, so we need to walk around here or something, and just let all the people and walk around Mar-a-Lago.
Okay. This is what I was going to say about the craziness that keeps coming out of his mouth, and he can't seem to help himself. He doesn't seem to want to help himself. Don't believe he's stupid. I think that, this lie that he just got so caught up in it, he doesn't even know how to get out of it. And he said to the media, well, see, they talk about Mar-a-Lago is only worth this, that, and this. It's only worth whatever it is, $100 million. No, Mar-a-Lago is worth $2.5 billion to $3.6 billion. You just adding on numbers. You just making up stories. He said it's the most expensive property
What?
probably in the world.
Okay.
That's what he said. It's worth $2.5 billion. So if you pay 2.5, well, you think it's worth $2.5 billion, sell it and see how much you get.
Hey, $25
because your legal fees are going through the roof. Okay, somebody calling us. Hello, wait a minute. Hello. Wait, it'll unmute. Hello, it's Mother. Hello.
How you doing?
Hey.
But I want to talk. Can I talk about Israel? Is it okay with you?
Wait a minute. Who is this?
Some things that you probably don't know.
Here, who is this, and where are you calling from?
This is Bianchi.
Oh, we talked to you before.
Now listen to this.
Okay.
If you think on a federal program in a school or something, you have to abide by rules saying that you are non-discriminatory.
Right.
Now, the state of Israel is not a country. They treat blacks in their country, whether they're Christians, Jews, or Muslims, like SHIT. Let me give you an example. They had an area where they brought better Israel Jews from Ethiopia, from Gondor. And they brought men and women and children. Because they came from that area. They're the original people that came from that area. But you got running there now whites from Poland, Germany, and the United States. Ain't no white skin ever been there. But get this. When the Ethiopian women come, they are forced to be on birth control, and some of them are sterilized, and the men are recircumcised.
Wait a minute. Recircumcised? I didn't know that could even happen.
I know you don't know it. A lot of people don't know it.
I did. See?
So why is the U.S. giving aid to a country that practices that type of discrimination?
Well, see now.
Where's your black politicians to speak out against that?
Now, see. Now, how about that? Where are they? We haven't heard from Jesse Jackson. We haven't heard from Al Sharpton. We haven't heard from any of the people that we would. Because where are our black leaders? Where are they? Are they just sitting on their hands?
You got Congress people. You want to put Akeem Jeffrey as speaker. I knew his uncle, Leonard Jeffrey. He's really anti-Semite. And Akeem Jeffrey was accused of that also. I've been knowing his uncle for a long time. But the thing is that you're giving this state over $4 billion a year, and they practice outward discrimination. It don't care if you're a black Christian, you're a black Muslim, or you're a black Jew. You're discriminated. The people call you cushy, just like the people in the racist Rhodesian government in South Africa call those black South Africans kafir. Those are derogatory terms as if it was the N-word in the United States. And it's going on.
See, these are
another thing that happened too.
What?
In 1943, during World War II, at Camp Van Dorn in Southwest Mississippi, you had over 1,000 black soldiers murdered, killed.
That would be murder.
They were with the 364th, which turned into the 387th Infantry Group. Thurgood Marshall was working on the case, and it's still open. Arthur, a researcher, wrote a book called Slaughter. His name is Carol Case, Case. You can get it on Amazon. They slaughtered 1,000 black soldiers at Camp Van Dorn is named after Confederate general.
Like a lot of them.
Concentrating on that.
See,
now, those families deserve reparations.
See, and a lot of people don't even know that history. We
Right.
appreciate you talking with us and sharing your story and sharing your thoughts. Mr. Cool TLC, to our conversation, what's going on in what's going on in Israel. Like I said, they had a press conference with President Biden, and I'm really glad he left the area because it's not stable. And
Right.
Netanyahu says that the only way to get rid of Hamas is to slaughter Hamas. He didn't say get rid of them. He just said slaughter. And then they were saying today that the explosion that happened at the Gaza Strip on the Gaza Strip at the hospital that killed so many women and children was the story is Israeli shot the rocket down. No, Hamas shot the rocket, and they went to shoot the rocket or whatever, and it just malfunctioned, and that's what happened. And so then the generals, I don't know if they're scrambling to cover it up, but that's kind of a big giant thing to cover up. But hey, they covered up an assassination of a U.S. president. So what do I know about cover-ups? And saying that couldn't have been possible because there was it would have been a big crater in the ground if that had really happened. So now we're getting conflicting stories. Netanyahu wants to wipe a whole group of people off the face of the planet. We can't seem to get a speaker. And our football coaches that are coaching 9 and 10-year-olds are being shot at practice. Okay, that's a big segue, but still, nothing can, what happened in the hospital is just horrific. And we really need to stop that craziness that's going over there. First, we need to learn how to stop the craziness over here. Okay, so a youth football coach, he's down in St. Louis, and he's coaching 9 and 10-year-old little boys. Okay, well, he is, talking to one of the fathers who the father got into an argument with him because he felt like the coach was not allowing his son more playing time, which I have seen countless numbers of time. Why you not letting my kid play? Why you taking my kid off the field? And they don't have to say because your kid is not good. And so they get into an argument, and he said the coach said, I didn't see the gun until he pulled the gun. He said, I turned around and he shot me in the back. Shot a man in the back in front of his son and other 9 and 10-year-old little boys. Then he said the guy came up on him and shot him 3 more times. As if to kill him. You done shot a man 4 times because you're angry that your little boy, 9 and 10-year-old, didn't have enough playing time. So you decided to take what? That was just a stupid. What you got a gun at the practice for in the first place?
But people don't care no more. That's the easiest way to solve a situation. If it wasn't, they wouldn't be so easy to grab. And that's the real, because they making them available, because just take yourself out. Just take everybody else around you. That's our go-to. That's our go-to.
Get a gun.
Because I don't want to deal with it.
Go get a gun.
Right. That's the thing. Go get a gun. That's the easiest way, because I don't want to fight. It hurt to fight, but it's easier to shoot somebody. It don't hurt as much.
Well, I've never been shot, and I hope I never am shot. That's one of my reoccurring nightmares that I have, that I got shot in a diner with red leather upholstery. And I'm up under, they don't know if I'm bleeding or if I'm blending in with the furniture. And I wake up, when I can feel the blood. I'm like, that's a sick, twisted dream.
Yeah, I'm not laughing at the fact. I'm not laughing at the fact that, the situation we're talking about, you got shot and that's a dream. I'm just laughing because of the description of the red leather. You said the red leather. You said the red leather poster. Like, you ain't say cotton. Yeah. You ain't say leather. You said the leather.
Right, because in the summertime, when you're sitting on leather seats and stuff, your butt gets stuck.
Right, but why had to be leather, though? Why couldn't it be everything else?
It was just in the dream, it's leather.
Why had to be leather? That's my only thing about that. I was just trying to see why it had to be leather.
I mean,
like it could be cloth.
I couldn't tell in the dream if I was bleeding on the leather chair or what the deal was, and I wake up all the time. Right. So anyway, enough of the crazy thoughts that are in my crazy head.
Right, because I thought leather, yeah.
To bring a gun to your son's practice.
Right.
Now, you have just said 2 at 3, 4, 5 different horrible
Right.
things that your child is going to have to deal with now. My dad done pulled out a gun and shot my coach. Shot my coach 4 times. You think I didn't have any playing time? They might kick me off the team now because your daddy your daddy out here acting a fool. And so
What you mean kick off the team? Ain't no more team. That was it. That's it. The team is broke up. They not playing no more. That's it. And if they is, that's just a dishonor to the situation.
See, and I think that's a hard one because here's a guy that took matters into his own hand
Right.
for a child. I mean, you put a child in because you were really childish, and they said he turned himself in, and he's still in custody. The coach is in critical but stable condition, and he
Right.
was able to talk to the press and say that I would have never thought that this would have happened. He shot me in the back and then came and shot me 4 more times. Thank God hopefully he's going to be all right. Hopefully it didn't, get any of his major organs. But the trauma that you have caused these little boys. See, how about your son? See, if he got a problem, he go and find your gun and shoot a kid because he didn't get his way.
I mean, but that's the way, and it's become so desensitized. We don't know if them little kids even have trauma. They might not even know they got trauma because we desensitize how it is to get shot. When you at home and you hear a gunshot, don't nobody duck no more. They be like, "Oh, they outside shooting."
Oh no,
That's just how we approach it.
I
We
still
don't
duck.
approach it for nothing.
And
But
we live on a short street. Maybe there are like 10 houses, or maybe 10. I don't know how many are on here. And because we live on a short street, and it's very quiet and very well, till the police start riding through here when they're looking for people who try to run down through here and run through the backyards, and they realize you can't get out of nobody's backyard.
right. That's how desensitized
And
we
it's
done became to violence.
and it is so and that's really it. I remember this was many years ago when when Hollywood was working on getting the ratings for the movies, and it was G rated, then PG, then PG-13, then R rated, then X and double X, and so on. And so I was privy to be invited to that meeting with all these studio heads, and they were really just now like kind of getting into like the video games and what have you. And so it
Right.
was still like really new on the horizon. And so one of the heads of the studios, they were asking us to come around and ask why were we. It was a summit to talk about the violence that was coming in the videos. Like I think it was one something about car thieves and shoot them up and all this kind of stuff. And so the guy asked the question, do you think that the movie industry is making the movies too violent? And should we put ratings on them for these kids, especially for young boys, 13 to like 17? And I said, and did we think that they were influential? And so they were asking us to, who has teenagers in here, teenage boys? So of course I raised my hand and said, I do. And when I looked around the room, I was the only African American in the room. I was one of 3 women in the room, and I was the only one that had a teenage child. And I said, yes, it can influence them. I mean, I can't watch him 24 hours a day, but I have to be able to monitor what he's watching and what he's listening to, so I will know, if this is age appropriate or not, And so they were like, well, we can't monitor him. I said, that's right. That's why you need to get the ratings. And so I was part of that part. And they seem to have gotten more violent. Grand Theft Auto. It was coming to me. Grand Theft Auto. And it was like some kids was watching it, and I was over somebody's house, and it was like, man, if I could really steal cars like this in real life. And I went, wait a minute. This is what you're getting from playing this video game, that if you could steal cars like this, you would? Then they come out with the Fast and Furious, and that's like a gajillion dollar franchise now.
Right.
And they come out with all these drug movies and, all these stalker shows. And and the kids are like, well, what do I do? Look at what they're doing on TV. They doing so and so and such and such. Why can't I do that? Because you're not there. And this is not what you need to do. And they're getting so much misinformation from the internet, from, their friends, from their families. And it almost seems like parental guidance has, kind of like fell by the wayside, Do you see
Oh
that?
yeah, I've been because we think about it. This ain't just started just because these kids just watch Grand Theft Auto and all that. This didn't start from that. This started way back, way before all that cowboy and Indians. The first thing they did was grab a gun. What did they do in the Wild Wild West?
Right.
You walked around with a gun on your hip,
Or
and you was the
two.
baddest, roughest hombre around. And what do? At 12 o'clock, we gonna have a gunfight.
High
So it
noon.
didn't, right? It didn't start with Hollywood. It's just that the violence didn't progress. It's just always been around. And it just moved to a different form, but it I ain't gonna say it progressed because it still has the same end result:
Right.
kill somebody.
Right. And violence is the solution
Yep,
for everything. So let's
everything.
just make a bigger gun, a better gun, a sawed-off shotgun, a Gatling gun, or what? I can't believe I know that many gun brands. Smith and Wesson. Smith and
It's not
Wesson.
hard. It's not hard to know because we've been privy to it from all the Western movies, all the Army movies, all that.
My
We
mother
know them
carried my
guns,
mother carried a loaded 38 revolver in her pocketbook. She had
right?
a double barrel shotgun behind the door. And she told me, my sister and I, thought somebody was trying to break into our house. We got the double barrel shotgun because mama wasn't at home. It took us 2 people to even hold the darn gun up. The gun went off. Both of us knocked all the way back to the living room. That's the only time
Right.
I ever had a firearm in my hand. I said, okay, this is not something I would ever want to do. Like, not ever, never. I just, if you got, and like she would say, if I pull this gun, I'm going to pull the trigger. I'm not going to be pulling the guns, threatening you with a gun. If I pull this gun out my purse, I'm going to shoot you. That's plain and simple. That's like when they told us how to fight, because back then, we pull our earrings off, pull our weave down,
Right.
start taking out, putting Vaseline on our face, pulling our sweater over. She said, when they start doing all that, that's when you open up a can of whoop, what on them. Because their arms are coming over. And I was like, okay. And I thought, but who fights fair? There's no such thing.
Yeah, that's why I could never fight a girl. And the reason, not only just because I'm a man and couldn't fight a girl, y'all had to get undressed, put on Vaseline. You know how long that take? I ain't got time. I ain't got that much time. I'm still talking and trying to get the fight on. If dudes did that, like, hold on, dog, I gotta take my earrings off.
Right.
And then I gotta put this makeup on. I gotta put this Vaseline so when you fight me, it won't leak. Come on, bro. I ain't got that much time, bro. I got things to do. I gotta fight through this pain. After I fight through this pain, I gotta go home and sit and soak. Bro,
Right.
you taking too much time. I don't even want to talk. There's too much talking, bro. We doing too much talking.
See, so that's not they're not fair fights. I don't know why people say you got to fight and argue fairly. To a point, I guess. But there's no such thing as fair fighting because one of us is going to always want to be right.
Yeah, that's what fighting is. Both of y'all is right, but y'all wrong.
Right.
Both of y'all right. Like, no, but I'm saying though. But what is you saying though? I'm saying what he's saying though.
That's and
What did y'all say?
I mean, my husband and I, we get into some pretty heated discussions. I don't say we're arguing. We get into some pretty heated discussions. And if he would just listen to what I say,
See,
would
that's
be
it right
a golden cherry. There would
right
be
it.
no conflict.
That's it right
Don't
there.
be questioning me.
Yeah.
Well, just
See, that's the problem. See, first of all, he going no my fault. Second of all, because we already had the first of all. Second of all, that we already now mother love for real. We can't argue with ourselves about stuff and win. So argue with somebody else. First of all, you can't even win with yourself.
Now that's when you know it's bad. That's when you know, oh, this is not going in.
You mad at yourself?
Yeah.
You mad at yourself?
Yeah. Been
now
there.
You're gonna take it out on everybody else.
No,
you mad.
See, that's just it. I won't take it out on everybody else. I think that's wrong. If I got an issue with you, I'm going to talk to you, and I want you to talk to me about the issue. Now, if you and me together got an issue with somebody else, well, then we're going to get together and talk about them. Shut up, mother love.
But I'm talking about the issue that I got with myself.
Okay.
Now I'm mad at everybody else that said something to me.
Because you
like
mad.
Soon as they say, "Hey, how you doing?" What you mean how I'm doing? Like
how you think I'm doing?
Like who you mad at? Like, well, I was arguing with myself. But who won? Who won? That's all I need to know.
See, Sometimes I just don't get it. And I think we, even in the most horrific way, we have to find light and love. I mean, these babies and these women lost their lives. Laying blame at somebody, it's just going to escalate the situation even worse. And so I am praying for the peace in the Middle East. I'm praying for all the people over there. Pray for all of us here in the United States. And like I said, and around the world. Because prayer changes things, not because prayer changes things. And when we pool our spiritual health together and our wherewithal, we can get to the next step. We can see miracles happening because we know prayer does work. Okay, now moving on, because I just want to talk about this and, get your take on it. Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith. They're
I'm about to go. I'll be back, man.
Her memoir came out. She wrote a memoir.
I'll be back.
Okay. She wrote a memoir.
A J-War. Okay, a J-War. She wrote a J-War. A J-War. She wrote a J-War. J-War. I call it her
Jada memoir. I got it. I got it.
J-War.
She has said, and I kind of pay attention to some people's relationships and some I don't. And, having, had the opportunity to actually meet Will. And I met Jada too a long time ago. And first time, she is not big. She is not even big as a half a minute. She is so tiny. You could fold her up. I could fold her up and put her in my pocketbook. That's how tiny she is.
Yeah, she tiny. Yeah,
she a little bitty thing. And so, and I met them at someplace. I met them, and I met her at like some kind of a charity basketball game, I think it was.
Okay.
And then I was on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, so I got to spend a week with them, and we had a ball. I have to tell you, we had a ball. They spoiled me rotten. See, they should have never did all that stuff for me when I came to Hollywood. Someone was like, okay, I can do this. I can do that. Sure. What do you want me to do? Sure. And so she had said that they've been separated since 2016. Okay, can you let me get it out? So
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Okay. Let me move out this chair.
Completely separate lives since 2016. And I had heard this part too. This is before I think she hooked up with Will. She said Tupac was her soulmate. Well, why would you keep saying that and you still married to him?
But that's not really uncommon because, we as people, we do have people that we wish we could be with and it ain't gonna never happen.
See, well,
you might have it deep in your mind. I'm not saying that you're gonna go for it, but if you had a chance to, your favorite, whoever you thought was cream of your crop, you thought about it. She just keeps saying it. That's all. That's the, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just certain people that I wish I could be with. It don't matter. But, of course, that's going to start an argument with your girl. Why you looking at them, though?
That part doesn't bother me. I love it when my husband recognizes a beautiful woman. I'm glad that he not, even though he has no sense of flirtation. He just doesn't get it. We're in a nail salon one day, and there was a lady, that was, a lady that was waiting to be, for her turn to get into the chair. And so I was sitting at one end and he was sitting at the other end. And so I guess she didn't figure us to be there together. Well, anyway, she's sitting by the door. He's sitting in the first chair. Oh, and she is just talking about him. And, you have really beautiful feet for a man. I'm like, why is she paying that much attention to him? I said, now let's see where this goes. And so she kept talking to him. And he was like this. Right. I'm like, she talking to you, right? When he would look down at me. And I'm like, engaged. He was like, I don't know what she talked real loud in the nail salon. And she was really going at him. And so finally I was finished and I got up and I said, he's my husband. He's not going to pay you any attention. And I said, and I stopped and I said to him, I said, do you even realize this woman is flirting with you? He was like, I don't know why she doing that. I was like, oh Lord Jesus.
Right.
He doesn't recognize it. He just simply doesn't.
I guess that's a good thing. That might be a good thing.
One of his co-workers, she was kind of liking him. She had a sweet tooth for him, right? And so she made the mistake of wanting to meet me. It was a mistake because I thought, oh, this is going to be the only time you ever see me like this, and this is as calm as I'm going to
Right.
get. You come at him again, and I'll make sure that. See, I ain't gonna get mad at her because I can't get mad at him because I know he don't even know she flirting with him. So I got to. You wasting your time, honey. He doesn't even see that. He doesn't even see. Look, my husband turned down Beverly Johnson. I told her to go put on some more clothes. So
And that can be a good thing.
it's a
That
great
might be a
thing,
good that's a good thing for for him. I'm gonna
right?
have to say that because everybody ain't on that. And people just ain't on that.
No,
That's the problem.
and
That's the problem. We
I,
like flirt and some people like attention. That's what it is.
and don't get me wrong, I'm a big flirt. And see, flirting to me has nothing to do with sexual connotations or anything. Flirting is I'm having a sweet and pleasant conversation with you. I flirt with people that I don't even know. I love going to the Walmart and all those kind of stores, and to the thrift stores and what have you, because I just have conversations with everybody. And so to me, that's flirting. When I can make them laugh, I can make them feel better. Sometimes people just come up to me, going in the grocery store just the other day, and my husband and I were walking across the parking lot, and this lady stops us right before we go into the grocery store, and she said, "Excuse me, I just want to know how long y'all been married." I said, "You could tell I said, "Why you need to know that?" First of all, I want to know why she wanted to need to know that. I said, "Why do you need to know that?" She said, "Because I saw y'all walking across the parking lot, and I saw that guy looking at you like you was just the best thing in his whole world." I said, "Oh, besides God, I am the best thing in his whole world." So we started laughing and joking, and she said, "I want what you have." And I told her we had just, celebrated our 50th year together since 1972. I am here for you, boo. Yes. And so we were just chatting, and by the time we got finished, I had asked her right before then because she was just all into it. She was just loving it. And she said, I said, "Do you remember Mother Love?" She said, "Oh my God, I love Mother Love." I said, "Well, that's me." If she could have jumped across that fence, she said, "Oh, I need a hug. Oh, can you just give me a hug?" And she hugged me for, I'm going to say, a good 2 minutes. That's a good hug.
Oh yeah, that's
To be
good.
able to, and she said, "This gonna make my day. This gonna make my week." To have somebody say that to me, we was just, laughing and joking and just having a good time. And sometimes that's all people need to see. They need to know that you care about them, that you see them, that you can feel them. And that's what I want people to know about us. You can see me, you can feel me, you can call me, you can get on the internet, you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, X. He
Yeah.
done made up his own word, X reader,
Yeah.
Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and all other social medias that you can find on our platform. I just,
Yeah.
we just, okay,
Yeah.
back to Jada and Will.
Yeah, because
Okay, so,
they can hug you. They ain't gonna call me and all that. I don't know.
what you said, they ain't gonna call you.
I don't know these people. I don't even, my number ain't even listed no more. I took it off for real.
See, they can call me well, no, you can only call me in the daytime. Do not call me between 7 o'clock and 8 o'clock Monday through Friday, because I'm watching Passe Jack and Vanna White, and I'm watching Jeopardy. That's what I do. That's my hour. Don't
Yeah,
call me.
you can call me at Mother Love's number. The number is
See, okay,
five five
don't start.
five
See, don't even start. See, that's how
five
the
five.
crap got started down there with that crazy man releasing Letitia James's at-home address, and then somebody leaked Fonnie Willis's. And these people got to really calm down. People are watching us. People are looking at us, and when I say us, I mean our families, our friends, our neighborhoods. You got to get them more involved in the political arena. You don't get to say, you don't like what's going on and you're not going to be involved. I mean, if you don't like what the Republicans do, find out what they need to be doing, what they should be doing. Democrats as well. You don't like it, get in and change it. You can only be the
Mother Love.
president, but you can be the president. You have to wait till you're 35 years old, though. Why
Mother
do you think
Love,
that?
that you don't understand, Mother Love. That's too much to be worried about. I gotta worry about these kids, these eggs. I gotta worry about these dishes. I gotta worry about my car and my house and all that. That's just too much to deal with. I'm not worried about what them Democrats talking about. Are you entertained?
I'm not saying be worried about it. I'm
Right,
saying,
right.
step up, make sure that you register to vote, get your family and friends around, have them register to vote, and go and vote. And before you go and vote, read up on what what their voting record is.
Right.
Are they voting for cleaner energy? Are they voting for clean water? Are they voting to keep the child care going? Are they working to keep Social Security and Medi-Cal and the SNAP programs going? Are they working to keep people? So, the one thing we really need, and we're just not standing up for, is universal health care. They just perp walk this husband
Oh
and wife
yeah, they ain't gonna
out.
get.
They both got, they combined, they got 35 years in prison for defrauding Medicare. And that's why our medications are so high, because the doctors, a lot of them, unfortunately, are crooks. We had a big Beverly
Right.
Hills doctor practice out here. They got perp walked out in front of all their employees because they have been defrauding Medicare for decades. So you can
Yeah.
run, but you can't hide. You might get
Yeah.
by, but you won't get away. And just remember this: know that we love you. We love them, don't we, TLC?
Yeah, 3 of them, but all the rest of them
Well,
people,
I love
they
all
can
of you.
have it. Well, good. Mother Love loves everybody that loves her.
No,
I
I
don't.
don't. I love people that don't like me. There's people that don't like me, and I get that.
Who?
But just remember,
Who?
we're not
Who?
calling no name. Shay Shay and them don't like me, but I don't care.
Oh, Shay, la la, you heard that,
I
la
ain't
la.
even talking to her no more. I'm not talking to her anymore.
What?
Anyway, this is what I want you to remember. No matter how big or small, short or tall, thick or thin, it matters not what skin you're in. Everybody needs some other love now and then. Peace, Mr. Cool TLC. Peace, babies. Know that we love you.